Hey there, groovy guys, groovy gals, what it do, what it do? Check one, check two. This is Anthony, Hollywood swanging helm again of W.G.D.G.B Radio and News Network, sponsored by Afro Sheen, Ultra Sheen, and Ultra Sheen Cosmetics. For those of you who don't know what W.G.D.G.B stands for, it simply stands for We Gon' Definitely Get Busy. But we out of here like Kurt Gowdy tonight because I'm just chillaxing like a gluteus be maxing. Hanging out, cooling out, chilling out. Without a doubt, it's all about just hanging out. You know? But I like to come out here and meditate, get my little chakra thing going on, and watch a couple of little movies on YouTube or check out some educational stuff and get my little sip on every now and then, you know. But for the most part, I just love the feeling and the sensation of just collecting nature and just listening to my essence. That still small voice that's on the inside of you. Everybody's born with an essence, see. You don't have to teach a honeybee how to make honey when it first comes out of its cocoon. It didn't come here with a recipe book, a pinch of pollen, a dash of nectar, honey. No, hell no, it wasn't like that. It was already pre-coded to do what it's supposed to do, and that's the same way that we are. We're pre-coded to do what we're supposed to do in nature. We didn't come with a chain with a Bible or a Quran or a tarot or book of instructions on how to tell us how to respond to our essence. That essence is that still small voice that the scripture speaks of that's within you. You talk to yourself more than you talk to anybody else on this planet Earth. When you wake up in the morning, dang, I gotta pee. What am I gonna wear today? Should I rock my red with my blue, or should I rock my purple with my gold? You know, no, I think I'm gonna just go with denim today. You know, just cool out. What am I gonna eat today? Yeah, that sounds good. No, I think I'm gonna go with this. You talk to yourself more than you talk to anybody else on this planet Earth, and that's how you go through life. You hear that voice on the inside. It's a guide. It's telling you the directions to go. That's the greater is He that is in you than he that's in the world. That's the God that's within you. It's that voice. Say the word love. Love. Say it out loud. This time when you say the word love, say it to yourself. Okay. You could hear you say it, but I couldn't hear you say it. How is it that you can hear a sound that sounds exactly the same way that it sounds when you said it verbally or when you said it inwardly? How is it possible that you can even hear a sound without a sound even coming out? Because you heard it from within. Everything comes from within. Everything comes from a thought. Everything was created from a thought. The pavement that we drive on, the streets that we drive on, somebody had to think of, we need to make some concrete and lay this stuff out. The house that you live in didn't just pop out of the ground like a plant. Somebody had to think of, man was walking by, seeing a plot of land, you know, so I think I'm gonna build a crib on this spot, you know. But nobody could see what the house looked like. Only he could see what the house looked like because he saw it from within. So what did he have to do? He had to draw out a blueprint of what the house looked like, what he saw within himself. Faith without works is dead. So you have to go get the laborers to do the work. So in order to do the work, to come out with the way the house is supposed to look like, They had to read the blueprint. And so they built the house. Laborers are few. Harvest is plenty, but laborers are few. They had to labor to build the house, and they built it into a reality. Everything that we see, everything that we touch, somebody thought about it. We were even thought of. We were just a thought. Our parents had to think to sneak away from the house to get together and do what they had to do, to come together to create you and me. You know what I'm saying? Everything came from a thought, and we need to think about that. But I ain't mean to get so deep, but this is what I do when I come out here with my lights on, It gives me knowledge from within, It's what the Creator gave us, You don't have to know when you're doing wrong by what somebody said, because what may be right for you may not be right for them, and what may be right for them may not be right for you. I could eat chocolate. I love chocolate, but if my manager was to swallow just a little bitty tiny Hershey Kiss or even a chocolate chip, his throat will swell up, he'll suffocate and die. Is it right for me to eat it? Yes. Is it right for him to eat it? No. Everything ain't for everybody, so you can't judge people on what they do. Shit, you know. You got to do what your voice tell you to do. Tell your essence, that little still small voice. You ain't got to know that it's God telling you right from wrong. You ain't going to hear no big booming voice coming out the sky saying, "I am God," and the earth starts quaking and lightning starts flashing and thunder starts booming and shit. No, ain't going to be no big old, white man with a big white rusty beard with half garments on floating on no sky clouds and stuff like that. No. It's that still small voice that's on the inside of you. That's the voice of God. A lot of us choose religion out of fear and not just for the love. Most people go to church because they scared that they going to burn and go to hell, and the little red man in a pitchfork going to be sticking them in the booty and stuff and some fire, They're scared. Because look, a lot of people, they choose religion out of fear of what's going to happen to them if they don't do the right things, But you got to know God. You got to know God. We are gods and goddesses. We were made in God's image. We need to wake up, y'all. Real talk. But I don't know. I just felt it tonight. I thought I'd say something. But I'm going to go ahead and get off this thing and shut it down. Check out what my shirt says. I don't know if I can get all this in there or not, but I thought it was pretty cool. But on that, I'm going to go ahead and shut this down. So, this is Hollywood Swangin' of W.G.D.G.B Radio and News Network, sponsored by Afro Sheen, Ultra Sheen, and Ultra Sheen Cosmetics. For those of you who don't know what W.G.D.G.B stands for, simply stands for, we gonna definitely get busy. We outie like Kurt Gowdy. Peace out. West Side for life.